Last month, I ran a test with 10,000 leads, one offer, and just one goal in mind: to sign 3 new clients and add $12,000 in monthly revenue to prove once again that cold email is still the best and the fastest way to generate leads, and that it's not just luck. Now, the plan itself was pretty simple. Craft an offer around results that we've already generated for some of our best performing clients, target companies just like them, and then give everything to our AI cold email system. And then after 30 days, the results completely blew us away. We booked 36 sales meetings, signed 4 new retainer clients, while adding an additional $280,000 in open pipeline revenue to our business. So in this video, I'm gonna show you everything that went into play for this specific campaign, scraping the 10,000 leads, crafting the offer, and then giving everything to our AI cold email system that's been in the works for over 12 months now. Okay, so what exactly is BuzzLead's AI cold email system? Well, it's pretty much just a process that we've developed over the past 12 months or so that leverages a heavy dose of all of the different incredible AI tools out there on the market to pretty much manage cold email campaigns from start to finish. So looking at this diagram right here, it breaks down all of the different components of where we're actually plugging AI into our campaign process. And really it starts with pre-campaign launch, where we're just trying to figure out and strategize what kind of campaign should we run? Who should we be going after? What unique or creative angles can we take that are gonna set us up to get a foot in the door with the buyers that are gonna have the highest intent and be most likely to buy my service or my client's service or solution. And so I'm gonna dive into this a little bit deeper, but essentially we're using AI to, come up with a campaign strategy. We're using AI to source the leads themselves and find the best, highest intent leads that we should be reaching out to. We're using AI to conduct deep research on those people that then informs our AI copywriting model to physically write these emails for us on our behalf. So it's crazy, but stick around for this because I promise you're not gonna wanna miss it. So that's our system in a nutshell. Why does it work so well? Well, this AI cold email system really allows us to take complex offers or solutions and really just bring it to prospects at scale, no matter what type of job title they have or what persona they are within whatever niche. This system allows us to speak one-to-one and write relevant emails to every single person that's on our lead list at scale. So if we want to write one relevant, crispy email to 10,000 prospects a day, this system allows us to do it. So why does that tie together with what I'm trying to, show you here today? Well, we ran this system for our own agency and we reached out to 10,000 businesses. What did the results actually get us? Well, if we look down here at the screenshots, you could just see from our sales dopamine channel in Slack, it all started on April 10th. So we closed our first retainer client here. Then fast forward 11 days, April 21st, we closed another one. April 22nd, one day later, another one. And then May 8th, another one right there. So that's 4 clients off a cold email campaign in less than 30 days using this exact system. So what does it all entail? Well, starting with step number 1, it's just the cold email tech stack that we used. And I'm gonna breeze through this because it's not too AI except for the tools that we're using. But for the infrastructure itself, we just set up 50 subdomains with 2 inboxes per domain. So we had 100 inboxes total that were masked with US-based IPs to ensure that our emails are actually landing in the inbox and not spam. The email sequencing tool that we used was Email Bison, and it's a newer tool that we've been using, but it's actually phenomenal. And if you really care about just making sure that your emails land in the inbox and you're not landing in spam, we've been having great results. I recommend you check it out. For the different AI models that we're using throughout the process, really, we've found out that there are different use cases for different AI models. We're using ChatGPT, of course, but then we're also using Claude for the copywriting, and we're using Perplexity AI for the deep research on our prospects and on the companies that we're reaching out to. In terms of our list building tech stack, we use Ocean.io to find the companies that we're reaching out to, and then we're using Clay for all of the lead enrichment and to actually build out these final lead lists. So, step 2, finding the best data. As I'd mentioned, Ocean.io, it's always been one of my favorite tools. Check it out. But we wanted to target companies that were very similar to our best clients, and Ocean allows you to do that. You could see here from this diagram, if you have a customer that you've gotten incredible results for and you have their website address, all you got to do is plug in their website URL. Ocean will then use artificial intelligence to scrape the internet, look at different keywords, filters, headlines on their website, and give you all of the potential companies that are mirror image lookalikes of your best customer. And it'll even give them a scoring rating so you know who the most relevant companies are. And it's just, I couldn't speak more highly. You could go out and build a lead list and apply as many filters as you want, and you still won't even get half as accurate results as Ocean. So we plugged Ocean into clay.com. We added our, a couple of our best performing customers' website URLs. We got an Ocean's lookalike list. And then we essentially just continued running Ocean lookalike searches to find as many lookalike audiences of our best customers, because we knew our offer would resonate so well because it's literally dealing with somebody in their exact same situation. So we used Ocean to find the companies. We plugged it into Clay. We then waterfall enriched our list to just find a good, valid, and verified, cleaned lead list of people that are highly likely to want to buy our solution. And so where this all becomes super important is now you've done good research on the campaign strategy itself, and you've also found the best high intent leads that are going to be most likely to buy your solution. Now, if you guys want to spend less time worrying about lead generation and more time focused around tasks that actually move the needle within your business, we'll book you 10 to 20 calls with ready to buy leads using this exact system, except built around your specific business with the niche market that you're trying to target. If you want to learn more about it, then just click the link below. From here, we end up taking that good data, and now what we want to do is we want to conduct deep research on the companies themselves to see if we could find any intent signals, like maybe leadership changes, or maybe the company just got funded. So in our situation, we reached out to a lot of funded companies because we know that clearly if they got funded, they have a lot of pressure from the investors to pretty much grow the business because they're eventually going to want to go and get acquired. Or if somebody just hired a new sales development leader and he doesn't have killer sales reps, he might need some lead gen guys to go and book him some meetings. So essentially, when we're doing deep research on these companies, we're finding all information that we possibly could about who the business is, what services they offer, who their ideal customers are, any news events that happened recently. And then we're also doing the same research on the individual people from those companies. Reason being is because our message is going to vary very differently from somebody who might have a lower seniority level at a business versus somebody who has a higher seniority level, or if they're in different departments. And really, when you're reaching out to people, the area where people go wrong is they pretty much just come up with one cold email script, send it to thousands of people, and just hope that the person on the other end is the right person that's going to resonate with that. With this framework, when you do deep research on the company, deep research on the prospect, and you have the highest intent leads that AI helped you pull, it's very easy for you to just give that to an AI copywriting model, which we like to use Claude. Essentially, it has all the information needed. And that brings me into step 3 here, which is where we just amplified our bread and butter offer of lead generation with AI deep research on the companies that we're reaching out to, and then a knowledge-based and backed AI Claude project. And so what I mean by that is we're using Claude for the physical copywriting of our emails itself. And if you give Claude enough ammunition as to understand what type of copywriting style you want to present to your prospects, and you give it some examples of specific emails that you would literally send to your potential prospects, and then you give it enough information around your company and information around the prospects that you're reaching out to and the company that they're working for, then you could essentially come up with a one-to-one email that speaks to every single person at that organization. And so that's exactly what we did. And that's why I tied this diagram here again, because we're using AI to source the leads, conduct research on them, and then we're taking that, feeding it to our copywriting project, who then writes the physical emails for us. And you could kind of see here from this picture, what it all looks like, but we're doing it in Clay. So we have our final lead list built out. On the left-hand side, you can see a company overview of BuzzLead. That's my company, our case studies, who we've helped, what services we offer. The Perplexity AI research is on the companies that we're specifically reaching out to. And then we have the copywriting scripts over here. And what that framework looks like in terms of the script writing itself is what's been working really well for us is the why you now framework. And we added a little twist to it. So what we're doing for the first email of our campaign, it's a 2-step sequence. We're calling out a relevant recent event that relates to either the company or the individual. So maybe, the company just got funded, or maybe they just went through a leadership change, or maybe this person just won this accolade, whatever it could be. And then we're asking an engaging pain point about that we know is going to tie together with our solution, because it just gives us a really good natural foot in the door. And I'll show you what I mean by that with the real life example. And then after that engaging question, we're presenting what it is that we actually do, how we did it for somebody that is literally just like them, and then why it's relevant for this person we're reaching out to. Our call to action, we're keeping it a soft touch, where we're basically we already knew we gave a good email. We're just seeing if they're interested in how we would apply it to them specifically. Email 2 now is a little more aggressive, but what we're doing is we're just reminding them, why we're reaching out to them specifically. We're adding additional context as to where we would fill their void specifically, knowing that we understand the problems that they're already having because we did deep research. And then the call to action in this case, it's more aggressive. It's our last email. We're pushing for a call to elaborate more on, our offer itself, or add more context. But that's like the framework that we put into play. And then what it looks like for just one of the 10,000 leads that we had reached out to. This was a company that does, conversational AI chatbots. What we were doing for one of the lookalike companies, or one of our customers, was an AI agent. So we got a prospect that offers a conversational AI. And I'll breeze through this, but it's pretty much just pointing out something relevant. So I noticed company names, incredible work with this case study's AI chatbot implementation, while you're expanding your conversational AI capabilities. And so what we're doing is we're calling out their specific niche or vertical. Have you considered how to generate more qualified leads for your platform demos? And then here's our pitch. We've helped AI agent service companies like yours add $120,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Through our AI-driven approach, we recently helped, and we're tying in a really good case study that is extremely similar to them, book 125 sales calls in just 4 months, which increased their MRR by 132K. We're backing our offer by social proof. Mind if I share how we could adapt this for your company's expansion in North America? Cherry on top is we already know that they're expanding into North America. There's no better reason for them to hire a new lead gen partner. And if we're calling that out, it sticks out. The email 2 is similar, but we're just adding more context. So I had reached out the other day, but likely didn't do a best job of explaining, how we could support companies' expansion into the North American market, particularly given your focus on AI-powered conversational solutions. And then we just give them example 1 of how we'd help, 2, 3, and then we close it out and we push for the call after that. So that's pretty much it. But to wrap a bow on this thing, we're using AI across all aspects of our business, and it is giving us electric results. So to just wrap things up over here, as you can see, it's a lethal strategy that we're applying to our campaigns and to our clients' campaigns. Worked out really well for us, and excited to see where this all develops. And that's pretty much it over here. So as you can see from this email right here, it's clearly written one-to-one. Somebody who's just spam blasting 10,000 prospects without even doing any research could not write an email like this. This is just one example, and we did this across 10,000 plus. So the framework works. We're excited to see where this all grows. And that's pretty much it. So with this specific system, we were able to close $15,000 in monthly recurring revenue with an additional $280K in open pipeline off just 10,000 leads that cost us less than $1,000 in total. That's a 15x ROI. However, this was just a high-level overview of our AI cold email system. If you want to take a deeper dive and see how we've applied it specifically to one of our clients, then stick around for this next video, and then I'll see you there.